Good morning. Oh my god, I've white out on my face. Starting this vlog on a mild low note, probably a big low note for some people. Though I'm coping relatively well. One of our rabbits is sick today, like really sick, but also somehow like the most not sick looking sick rabbit you've ever seen. He's got all the symptoms of Mixo, as in puffy eyes and ears and face and genitals, but he isn't behaving like a sick rabbit in the slightest. He's hopping around, cleaning himself, eating, which are all things that when rabbits get distressed, they just stop doing. So they didn't want to put him down today. Normally a rabbit with Mixo, you just put him straight down, but he was doing so good, like energy wise. He wasn't lethargic, he was eating. He was just pissed off that he was in the hutch getting taken to the cage, getting taken to the vet, that she didn't want to put him down because he was like so lively. So he's been given some anti-inflammatories. We're not sure how they'll go. Obviously not many rabbits survive Mixo, if it is Mixo, which it probably is, because otherwise like all the symptoms are right on for Mixo. But they're going to review, we're going to take him back to the vet, to a different, it was an emergency vet today because it was a public holiday, but we'll take him back to our normal vet tomorrow, and we'll see how he's doing, how these anti-inflammatories have worked, and hopefully, like, if he goes downhill, we'll put him down tomorrow, but if he is going on the mend, I don't know what to do. Like, we'll just keep watching him, keep giving him anti-inflammatories. I'm not really sure what the process is, but she was kind of like, well, give him 24 hours, but like survival rates for Mixo are incredibly low. Like, she doesn't know a single vet who's ever seen a rabbit survive Mixo. But the literature says technically there's like a 2% survival rate. But yeah, like she knows no vet who's actually seen a rabbit survive Mixo. So she wasn't hopeful, but she didn't want to put him down because he was so alert. And yeah, like he's currently running around the yard eating grass and relaxing. We've separated the other rabbit, so he's currently inside. The healthy rabbit is inside just so he doesn't catch it. Hopefully he hasn't caught it already. He's inside, more pissed off because he's in a hut, in a carrier, but we've got to wait till everything's disinfected and cleaned to set up a little. We've been disinfecting all the hutches so we can bring a hutch inside for him. So it's just been a bit of a day, but I'm home from work early, obviously, because we were doing all that. I'm gonna sit into reading because currently there's nothing I can do. So this reading vlog is going to be a Crescent City reading vlog. I am also partway through a short story in the Artemis Fowl Files, so I might finish that first and then crack in on this. I'm excited. But yeah, so upsetting on the pet front. But hey, what can you do? We've attacked everything with bug spray. We've disinfected everything. We've got the other rabbit separated. And now I guess it's just a waiting game to see how his symptoms develop over the next 24 hours and if he's seeing improvement from the anti-inflammatories. And already he has, like within 2 hours, his eyes that were like cysty and pussy, not pussy but puffy, like he couldn't open his eyelids, they were like fully swollen, have gone down. But even through all that, he was so energetic. Like, it's very bizarre. The vet was like, I don't know why your rabbit is so happy for a sick rabbit. We'll see what happens. I will keep you updated. Okay, it's about 5 o'clock. I fed cats and I've finished the first story in the Artemis Fowl Files. I'll read the next one tomorrow, but for now, I'm gonna crack into Crescent City. Yeah, I'm gonna be saying that forever. Thanks guys, thanks guys. If you haven't seen the CC Secret music video, what are you doing with your life? It's amazing. The most cringiest beautiful thing in the planet, and it's stuck in my head all the time. Whenever I look at this book, I'm like, I wanna be, I haven't even read it once, but my brain starts singing, I wanna be in Crescent City every time. So I'm gonna dive into this now. And hopefully this doesn't take me all week like Chain of Gold. Let's see if can I, since I'm probably taking tomorrow off to deal with vets and stuff and hopefully not put a rabbit down. Can I grief read this in like 3 days? Maybe. So I've been laying in bed reading for the last like hour. And I did spend a lot of time hugging Flick. But I did read 50 pages. So I made some progress today. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm freaking tired. And then tomorrow I should, like, I'm taking the day off no matter what happens. So I should hopefully get some reading done, even if it's in waiting rooms or whatever. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Talk to you tomorrow. So it's Tuesday night. We ended up putting Flick down today. He was just, it was hard. He was like he was last night. Was I on here last night? He was alert, eating, but he was so not himself. Like, he was just wanting cuddles, and that's not normal for him. He's like super independent and doesn't want attention. But he was just really snuggly. And then yeah, the vet was like, it's only gonna get worse, better to do it now and not let him suffer than like, rather than deal with like a week of gradually getting worse and nasty and, you know, suffering. So yeah, we did that today. And then we buried him in Jesse's mum's backyard where his mum was buried. So that's what we did today. So I'm a bit touchy. But he was my first fur baby, but I've been spoiling his brother rotten. And just try not to cry. But I've been reading. I'm checking in because I'm about to finish the first part of Crescent City. So I'm like 80 pages in, and fuck me, this book is incredibly adult. I wasn't sure how far it would go, considering I would basically consider Sarah Jim as adult anyway. Like, I think she's probably miscategorized from the get-go. Just because, probably because Throne of Glass didn't go as far as anything else did, like that one book. But really, she should have been in the adult category basically this whole time. But no, the violence, the swearing, and the drug and alcohol use, I think, is like throwing it strong adult, which is particularly clear because it's in a contemporary style. No, it's an urban setting, like an urban fantasy rather than a high fantasy that we've had from her previously. I will also say, and I think everyone's been complaining about this, is that the world building hits hard. It's very complex, and it just drops it at you. It's not it's not bad info dumping where you're like, how is this even relevant? Here's just a slab of info, but it's a lot all at once. Like, oh, here's this thing, and here's this fact, and here's something that's happening, and here's these 5 facts, and here's something that's happening, and here's 10 facts that are relevant. But like, there's a lot of place names and organizations and structures and stuff that kind of just get half explained. They're not fully explained, so they don't info dump, but it's hard to retain. So I've taken the, if it's relevant, it'll be re-explained to me later approach, and I'm enjoying it. But the first like 50 pages were a lot harder than the next 50 pages, I think. There was just a lot being thrown. So now that I'm like, yeah, almost 100 pages in, it's easing up to me. But I want to just let you know that that's where we're at with Crescent City. Why am I not in focus? Far out. Oh my god. But yeah, so I've worked tonight at 10. It's currently just hit 8 o'clock. My food should be here. My dinner should be here soon. I'm gonna eat and shower and take this to work with me. But yes. So I've been working on Crescent City, but I thought it's Wednesday night. I'm gonna check in with you briefly. I forgot to mention that yesterday I received the lovely War by Julie Berry in the mail. This was a gift from my friend Paige from Pages of Paige. And I think we're gonna buddy read this at some point. It's not currently on my April TBR, but I don't understand. Why is this a December bookmark? I don't understand. This is isn't currently on my Owls TBR, but we'll see when the two of us can get together to buddy read it. But this is a historical fiction, wartime, but told through the lens of Aphrodite, something like that. Yeah. So I'm really excited about this. Everyone's been giving me like raving reviews, so I'm incredibly excited to read it. And then today also came out, and I went and picked up from the bookstore The Midnight Lie by Marie Bukowski. This is obviously her new book because it just came out. Why am I not focus? Here's what the back looks like, if that will focus. How pretty. This bird with the big long tail. And then we have the snakes on the front. I love this cover. And it's sapphic. Might still have some of the war themes that are pretty questionable. Some slavery things that happened in her previous series. This is set in the same world. So I'm going to guess there's some of that in here as well. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt for sapphic content though, but I will give you a critique of it when I get around to reading it, which should be in April. Because this is on my Owls TBR, which I haven't announced yet, but like, it's there. So there's a couple of books for a haul for you. But for now, it's like just hit 10 o'clock, I think. I'm gonna snuggle into bed, get into my PJs, and keep working on Crescent City. I'm like, how many pages in am I? 200, but I want to try and get to 250 tonight before I fall asleep. It probably won't happen. Good morning. I did not finish what I planned to do last night. I have been reading while I was eating breakfast. I'm now on page 250, but I was like on 220 last night. My goal today, I think, is to get to about page 400. I do have work tonight. Hopefully I can read a lot. We'll see. But I'm really enjoying it, but I don't know whether I said this to the vlog, but there are some occasional, I don't think they're technically plot holes, but they're like a key bit of information, key bits of information have been delivered in ways that are not what I expected. Like this isn't really a spoiler, I don't think, but there's this thing that went missing and it's tied into the investigation, but I'm not really sure how yet. But when it went missing in the timeline, there could have been some scenes dedicated to it then. But it kind of wasn't. And then it was brought up later of like, oh, remember when that went missing 2 years ago? You know what I mean? Like maybe it was there and it was just buried under a whole heap of the world building stuff right at the start, so it was hard to pick apart, but I don't think it got given the gravitas it needed to really, for how much it's now coming into play. So yeah, that's the biggest example, but there's been a couple of times where I feel like just some key plot developing scenes were missed. Also, like, this is so big on the world is obviously so expansive and so detailed. Like, she's obviously plotted this out the nines. And there's like always random drops of little facts related to like other parts of the world and stuff, but the hard thing is figuring out what's something that I think is necessary to remember. So this is an 800-page book. That means there's a lot of words to remember. Which of these additional facts are necessary and going to come up later, and which are just to make the world seem rich. And I almost am not a fan of like gratuitous world building, and I call it gratuitous as in like, here's a bunch of facts about the world, but that don't tie in to the plot. The hard thing is, now that I already have that example of the one thing that wasn't given enough gravitas at the start and then randomly got reintroduced later, what of this is gonna, like, deciding what is necessary to keep in my head and what I can just gloss over is hard. I feel like a lot of it's gonna be relevant for the next books in the series. But yeah, there's just a lot of info. You could probably make a compendium of stuff about this world just from this one book, which isn't normal, I don't think. Like, they're cool tidbits, but it's figuring out what I need to remember and what I don't that is hard. If you had I don't want to say eidetic memory because it's not that kind, but the one where you just are good at remembering facts, like you can recall all the things, this would be great. But it is a lot of info, and although it doesn't come across cheesy in the way it's delivered, it is a lot to remember. Why am I not in focus? Yeah, so I know I'm losing info like out the other end that's not relevant, but I think it's really going to benefit from a reread of knowing what's relevant later. But I don't want to reread an 800-page book right now. I think this might be the kind of series that once I've completed the series, I might go back and reread the whole thing. Yeah. So I've read like 50 pages of Crescent City today. It's currently like almost 6 o'clock Thursday afternoon. I've read like 60 pages of Crescent City, but for now I think I'm gonna go read the second story in the Artemis Fowl file so I can tick this off. I was thinking that this weekend was gonna be so busy, and I was panicking about how I was gonna finish this because I was having a friend coming to visit on the weekend and I'd taken like time off work for it, and then conveniently my friend bailed. So like, we don't care because that would have meant having to clean the house. Love her. So we're postponing our friendship date, so I will have heaps of weekend time to slam through this. Though I'm gonna try and get through a huge chunk of it later tonight, but I thought I might finish this up for now, so I feel like I've accomplished something. I did also finish listening to Diamond City by Francesca. I'm gonna look it up. By Francesca Flores today. I finished this morning on audiobook. It was good. I gave it a 3 stars. Obviously with everything that happened at the start of the week, I think I was having a hard time paying attention to an audiobook. So there was that limitation there. But I do think it was dealing with a lot of heavy topics, and I feel like it wasn't quite given the gravitas it needed. But it did touch on a lot of really important, complex topics, and it was pretty gritty and dark. Essentially, it's this world where it's Mexican inspired, I think, where her main character is an assassin. She's like late teens maybe, and she got picked up off the street and trained to be an assassin, and unlike other assassin books, she actually does a decent amount of killing. But I love that we talk shit like that. So it is pretty gruesome in that regards, but she's meant to do this kill and she thinks she's killed this guy, but she kind of gets in a scuffle with some guards, and normally she would stay to make sure the person was dead, but she didn't, and there's a magic in this world that could bring people back from the brink of the death, but it's kind of taboo and people aren't supposed to practice it. So she leaves before she's confident he's dead, and it turns out he didn't die, this mark of hers. So her boss is essentially cutting her off, took all her money, and kicked her out, and she's trying to find a way to get to this kill that's now missing. She's trying a way to find him to then kill him to get her money back, and she's teaming up with his brother who's trying to find him, and she's kind of playing the yes, I just want to find him game. Yeah, so just a lot with drug abuse, emotional abuse, poverty, drug dealing, a lot of murder, a lot of dark stuff. I do think the writing though was a little bit, yes, surface level to an extent. But yeah, may have been hindered by my ability to get like absorbed in the audiobook. I did like that there was basically no romance. There's kind of like a hint of a relationship, I guess, between her and her boss, but it's not romantic and it's not really like overly dealt on either. Like just this like power imbalance, abusive thing they've got going on that's kind of, she's maybe vaguely romantically interested in him, but they're not seeing each other. There's just kind of like a bit of tension there, but also he's an abusive asshole, and it's well played out that he's an abusive asshole. So yeah, I ended up giving it 3 stars. I think I might pick up the sequel. I did enjoy it whenever a sequel comes out. But yeah, it was good. It was good. The narration was good. And then I also picked up today, actually I should grab the physical copy. I started listening to A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan on audiobook as well. And I'm gonna flick through this because I think it might have the occasional picture. Yeah, I think it does. So I'm gonna have a quick flick through this now, the bit that I've read, which is like 30%, something like that. I'm gonna try and finish this tomorrow. Susie, what are you doing? That's not a walkway. She says, yeah, Mum. It is. You gonna take that foot off the rung? Off the bed? Good morning. It is almost midday, Saturday. I've been reading. I did sleep in a decent amount. The guys watching Sailor Moon. And I'm in bed reading. I kind of want to try and finish Crescent today. I have like 350 pages left. But I have nothing on all day that I have to do. Other than whatever I want. And apparently the last like 150, 200 pages is a wild ride. So, can we do it? Yes, we can. Yeah, I'm on page 450. There's what, like just 800, just under 800 or something in this. Yeah, right about 800. So I got, yeah, like 350 to go. I'm gonna try and slam through it, folks. I also want to read today, which I will get done no matter what. The first story in The Mythic Dream, which is Sean Maguire's story called Phantoms of the Midway. I'm gonna read that too. Because I want to read this, finish this month, and I want to read just like a story a day kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure there's like 14 stories. So, sorry, there's 19 stories. So I probably should read 2 of these today. Which would be Phantoms of the Midway and The Justified by Anne Leckie. Oh, there's 18, sorry. I have a feeling from today, if I read one a day, could I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I'd have to literally read one a day and I'd finish it on the last day of the month. So we could do that. We could just do one a day for now. But I'm definitely gonna do that today as well. But for now, let's freaking crack on. We're gonna read as much as we can of Crescent City because I want to try and finish it today. I will just say, because I think I forgot to talk about this yesterday, which is kind of when I had this revelation. This whole middle section of this book, did it really need to exist? I'm not sure. So, I'm not saying I don't like this book. I'm really enjoying this book. But this whole middle, like, 400 pages is, I wouldn't say repetitive, but it feels a little lacking in drive. By which I mean, like, the murder mystery doesn't, like, it's high stakes in the long run, but like not scene to scene. So I feel like there was a whole scene where they went into the sewers, but I don't think they found out anything or did anything there other than giving them an excuse to come back to the apartment and shower and have like a kind of romantic tension shower scene. Like, I know it's character driven, but like, I need my plot threads to like have some pace to them, and it's really not. Like, I feel like they're just kind of, there was a whole like 200 pages there where they weren't really getting anywhere, and I did think it made that section a little bit of a slog to get through. I'm hoping from here on out it's gonna have a bit more drive. And definitely that last like 200 pages. So if I can get through the next 150 pages, hopefully the end will fly past. But yeah, I feel like it just could have been tightened. Plot-wise, scene-wise, it could have cut 100 or so pages for sure, I think. It would have looked a lot different because I feel like you still needed some of that character development, but I feel like maybe even just like tightening up the plot so that it felt more pacey would have worked a lot better. Yeah, it just meandered a lot for this mystery plot. Like, a mystery should be like, reveal, that gives us information to look for the next clue, reveal, no, like you should be constantly pushing forward rather than just like, they did a lot of sitting around for a murder mystery, I think is what I'm complaining about. That whole middle section where they were like finding clues was a lot of like, let's go chat to someone, and they told us stuff we already basically knew, so let's go chat to someone else. No. But in between, let's sit and eat dinner a whole lot. But hey, I'm really excited for the ending. At the moment, this is sitting on a, for me, I like 4 stars because I'm enjoying the characters, I'm enjoying the romantic tension, the mystery is interesting, but I wish it had more pace. So we're currently sitting at a 4 stars. But hey, the ending could be killer. We don't know. I'm about to go get dressed for watching the light, but another little comment I have about this book is that there is so much like planning, I guess, done into world building. Like, I can imagine there being like books and books and books, like notebooks filled with all the little details of the lore and stuff, and it's dropped in all the time. Like, there's so much that's not directly relevant to the plot, but that is included. But then there's random shit, like they just are running a diagnostic test thing, like a lab test, using this Fey technology known as Mimir, but like no details about what really that's looking for. I think it's a scent analysis, but that's like it, and how that differs from other, like the actual practical random world building, I think is a little undercooked. But like there is so much like the city within the world, within the politics and the religions and the different factions is all super detailed to the point that it's almost confusing. It's especially confusing at the start, but like it kind of settles in a bit. But then little stuff like that, nothing. Okay, I'm gonna take my pre-scheduled break to read Shauna Maguire's story In the Mythic Dream. We'll let you know my thoughts in 1.5 seconds. My viewfinder is so filthy. So I just put some washing on the line and was finishing listening to my audiobook of A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. So I just finished this. It was really good. I ended up settling on a 4-star for this. I feel like it just was missing some kind of wow factor to make it a 5-star, but it was really fun and entertaining. I liked the writing style. It's the like 1800s or earlier memoir style really works, and I thought it was just super fun. The illustrations are good. I do think it has a couple of like of the era stuff that I maybe could have been critiqued a bit more. Overall, I really enjoyed my time listening to this. I'm definitely going to pick up more in the series, probably physically and on audiobook, because I love these covers, so I definitely want them on my shelf, but they are also available on Scribd, so I might continue listening to the audiobooks. But I did really enjoy this. It was great fun. So I just finished The Beast, the news Crescent City. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Well, after 11. But I did finish it tonight, which I'm very proud of myself. The end is definitely a wild ride, which I've heard people say. They're correct. This is also a massive clock block. Correct. There was also a scene that like inherently reminded me of like those carnival things where you whack the thing and see the thing go up, and I couldn't stop giggling about it even though I knew it was meant to be a serious scene, but I could just imagine the little like bow, and then yeah, it's a thing. I'm giving this a 4-star, and that is because the middle section is so unnecessarily long and has pacing issues. But the start and the end are nuts and perfect, and I love them. But just that middle, like 200 pages especially, probably 200, 300 pages, is just unnecessary. And I felt like I didn't have enough plot progression. It felt like just there to slow the character development down, so it felt more slow burn, not that it had any plot reason. So for that, it's getting a 4 stars. It's a high 4 stars. It was good. I would definitely read more in the series. I will be picking up book 2. But yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. I do think it could have done with some tightening in the middle, and it really didn't need to be a cockblock. Like, it's like she went, everyone thinks I'm just here for the sex, so let's include basically none. Actually, if you take a very heterosexual view of sex, literally none. Literally none. But, alas. But yeah, this had a couple of moments where I feel like it would have been perfectly natural. It wouldn't have even been like, this is a war, why are you having sex? Like, you could have just had one right at the end, and I would have been like, I wanted more sex, but it was fine. But instead, I feel like there was a wasted opportunity, and I feel cheated out of something. Because it's like it would have happened right after the final pages kind of thing. No, I feel cheated. But like, I understand why there were a couple of times where I was like, it would have been natural here, it would have made sense here. And you cut it off for like no reason. But I could understand wanting to build that dramatic tension, but at least like one at the end, please. Alas, no. And I'm not satisfied in as many punny ways as you can think of. But like, yeah, 4 stars, that's what I'm settling on. Anyway, it's only Saturday night, so we've got another day of this vlog. I'm probably going to go to bed very soon, but I thought I might just get the ball rolling on The Sisters Grimm by Mena van Prague, which is what I'm going to be picking up next, and just read the first chapter of this. I think it doesn't technically have chapters. It's got a really interesting writing format, but I'm going to read the first for the next 15 minutes or so before I fall asleep. However much I get through. But yeah, this is our next read. This is a, I don't know, Brothers Grimm kind of story, but I don't really know enough about like how it all ties in. But anyway, that's my next read. I'm also going to read the next section of The Mythic Dream tomorrow, but that's for tomorrow. So that was my stomach. Oh my god. Congratulations me. Finished Crescent City. Ticking it off. So did I tell you that I ended up giving the first story in Mythic Dream 5 stars? It was by Sean McGuire. It's called Phantoms on the Midway. I really liked the writing style. I love Sean McGuire's writing style, and I really enjoyed the twist, I guess. I thought it was all really well executed. It's set on a carnival, in a carnival. And yeah, it was really good. And then the second one was The Justified by Anne Leckie. I didn't like this. I don't know why I didn't like it, really. It's a futuristic sci-fi ancient Egypt, like a retelling of the Sekhmet myth. And I just, it was just hard to get into. It felt hard sci-fi, even though there was like not enough science. But it had some of those like barriers that make me struggle with sci-fi in its writing style. And I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. I don't know why I didn't enjoy it. So I give it 2 stars.
Yeah, I just struggled for some reason. Like, I just didn't enjoy myself the whole way through. I just didn't care. So that's the first 2 stories on the Mythic Dream read. The next one, which I will probably read tomorrow, though I might read it today if I feel like it, is Fisherbird by T. Kingfisher. I don't know what it's about, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna dig in on the Sisters Grimm now. I've just been kind of lounging in bed this morning, probably scrolling too much Twitter, but we're gonna stay off Twitter for now, and try and get some reading done. I should shower soon, but yeah. Okay, so I still haven't showered yet. I really should, but I just want to comment on this. It has a really interesting writing style. It doesn't have chapters per se, but it has this countdown where each section is like following the next day, and we're following 4 characters with very different perspectives. They haven't really met yet. Well, technically there's 5 characters that we're following. But one of them is told in first person. That's Goldie. And the rest are all told in third person. But I kind of want to know, why is Goldie's told in first person? Like, what is the narrative reasoning behind that? I don't know. I feel like it stands out, but I don't think it really stands out why it needs to be standing out yet. But we'll see how it plays out, I guess. Hola, by which I mean good night. It's Monday night. Completely forgot to wrap up this vlog. So what did we read? We read Crescent City. We read 4 stars. You were here for that. Yesterday I also read a good chunk, like half of the Sisters Grimm by Minna van Prague. I'm enjoying this, but it's got a really interesting writing style. I don't know. Check into my next vlog to find out more. That's about it. I'll update you on what I read today in next week's vlog. I'm ready for bed. It's been a kind of long day. Prepped, getting ready to work from home. Get all my stuff ready. So I'm gonna go in tomorrow, talk to my boss. Solidify my plans for working from home, and then come home. I'll just be working very partial days in the office. Like, there's a few things I have to do in the office, so I'll go in for them, unless they get cancelled. Yes. But at the moment, I'm gonna try and do the majority of my work from home as much as I can. I did a big grocery trip today to stock up on snacks, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna cut it off here, and I will see you soon in another vlog. I feel like this was so anticlimactic. Hello. Hello. Oh my god, bye. Hello and welcome to a new reading vlog. It is Monday night. What did we do today? I read about half of The True Queen by Zen Show, but I'm not sure I took that much of it in. I was listening to the audiobook at work today. I got it, but like a lot was going over my head. I think I was just like not in a mental capacity to be able to like pay attention to reading. But hopefully I'm gonna finish this tomorrow. Do some like crafty stuff in the afternoon when I finish it. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm also working on a section of the Mythic Dream, which I'm almost done, but tonight I've like been to the vet, hoping that our remaining rabbit is not also sick, but he's got some signs of being also sick, so that sucks. Went to the supermarket and spent far too much stocking up on snacks for working at home, and general groceries and stuff. Mainly just a wide variety of lunch items and snacks so that I don't get bored with the food I'm eating. And then we went to a yoga class, like meditation-y, relaxy yoga class, so that was good. But it means I've basically done like 0 reading. In fact,
I think I've literally done 0 reading from this book, so my physical read. I'll have read like 20 pages from this, and then whatever I read, 100 or so pages of this on audiobook. But it's also like after 10 o'clock and I'm just ready to go to bed, so we're gonna do that. I'll check in with you tomorrow and we'll see how we're going. It's been a weird couple of days. I'm honestly not sure when I updated you last. I just got off a Skype meeting for work because we're now working from home. I haven't read much. I was kind of busy, got distracted, we played a lot of Smash Bros. I'm like 290 pages into the True Queens. I'm getting pretty close to the end. There's like an hour left on the audiobook, or an hour on double speed. So I don't think I'll finish that today because I don't really have audiobook time today, but I'll definitely be finishing this tomorrow. I read another story in the Mythic Dream yesterday and today. So yesterday's was called A Brief Lesson in Native American Astronomy by Rebecca Rowanhorse. Fucking weird. Though good. I think I would give it a 4 stars. And then the most recent one I just read was Bridge of Crows by Ji Yang, and this one was also really cool and interesting. I think I would also give it a, actually no, I think it could be a 5 stars. It was very lyrical and beautiful, so I enjoyed that. God, it's hot and stuffy in my room today. So I'm on track with my 1 a day for this. The next one is by Arcady Martin, and it's called Labatu Takes Command of the Flagship Heaven Dwells Within. So that's on the cards for tomorrow. I'm also currently, I've worked in 3 hours and I'm currently on page 233 of The Sisters Grimm, but I'm kind of motivated to try and finish this tonight since I haven't read like any of it in the last 2 days. So we're gonna try and finish that tonight. And then today in the mail, I got my copy of Docile by Cam Sparza. I'm not sure what I'm going to think of this, but I'm really curious because it talks a lot about class and debt, but apparently doesn't really touch on race very much, which some people have critiqued it for, which is probably pretty fair. It's also a lot of dubious and non-consent BDSM, so I'm really interested but concerned about how that's going to be handled. So we will see, but at any rate I probably won't get to this straight away. It's probably going to be upcoming in the next little while. It reminds me of a fanfiction I read ages ago, yeah, called Definition, but I am really excited to see how this goes. Apparently there's some really good things about it and some not so good things about it, and I'm curious. Anyway, I'm hot. I am trying to get a little bit of work done before I give up for the day, but we'll be putting our other rabbit down tomorrow, so that's another downer on today. He's also gotten sick, so we've made the decision we've got a vet appointment for him tomorrow. So my productivity has been out the window this week, but we'll get back into it proper with working from home. Next week I'm going to start a schedule. I might vlog it, kind of. Obviously not my actual work that I'm doing, but like my schedule, to see if that helps anyone who might be, like, it'll be my first time properly working from home. And I know I'm productive in smaller bursts rather than like trying to work right throughout a 9 to 5 day. So I might, yeah, vlog my experience working from home. Well, my battery went flat yesterday, so we're here. It is now Thursday morning. We're putting Shadow down today. Honestly, my reading has suffered this week. I've not been the best like reader, mainly because I felt like any time where I was in my room, like on my own, was wasted like cuddle time. So I've mostly been like out on the couch with everyone, cuddling Shadow and like watching them all playing Smash Bros, because I'm not a very good productive reader in the lounge room, especially when I had like him on my lap, because he'll come and go and come and go. He doesn't like to sit still. But for now I'm eating some breakfast and then I'm gonna go give him a little cuddle. It's been these last couple of hours, I guess. That's fun. I was making my mission to try and finish This Is Just From Yesterday. I didn't do that. But I've got about 150 pages left. And I'm going to try and work on this tonight and get it slammed out. I'll also try and I'll take my AirPods with me on our drive to go bury him. So I should also be able to finish The True Queen. So that'll be 2 books finished today. This might change by the end, but I'm currently kind of wanting to give this a 2-star. I'm just intrigued enough not to DNF, but if I had have known it was going to play out like this, I probably would have not read it. So I would have thought from like this cover and the way it was marketed, I would have loved this. I expected it to be lyrical, fairy tale-esque and beautiful. The back says, they found each other at 8, were separated at 13, now they're nearly 18 and must find each other again. This is a story of 4 sisters Grimm, daughters born to different mothers on the same day. Honestly, that was not actually in the book until now. Though I think it should have been. I think, like, I needed that info. Like, I mean, I got it from the synopsis, but each born out of bright white wishing and black edged desire. I don't think that's played out in the narrative at all. In 33 days, the sisters will meet their father in a place they go to when they dream. Only then will they discover who they truly are and what they can truly do. Then they will fight to save their lives and the lives of the ones they love. So the problem I'm having with this is that we're following all 4 sisters' perspectives, 3 in third person, 1 in first person, as well as the perspective of a boy who is like on the opposing side that they're going to be fighting. And it bounces among these perspectives like every half page, so it's kind of hard to get absorbed with any one character. I feel like this whole like 300 pages has been taken to build up the development of the characters, because we're jumping in and out of them, so you don't get attached very fast. Although they play into some cool tropes, which is interesting, it's literally just been character development. They know nothing. Even now, only 2 girls just figured out what's happening. The rest of the time, they're just living their life with like a slight magical power, maybe. Like one of them had a slight magical power. Only one of the girls knew what was going on, but also didn't really. Her mom kept telling her what was going on, but she didn't really remember it properly. Because they're kind of like forced to forget. And the other 3 just knew nothing. 2 have found each other, so now they're kind of figuring it out. But like, so they had just these tiny little bits of magic they were dealing with, otherwise they were just living their lives and kind of playing out like a modern twist on their fairy tale trope. So you have Beauty and the Beast, Red Riding Hood. She's a water witch, but what do they actually call the myth? They call a fairy tale. I can't remember. The Blackbird? There's Blackbird, Red Riding Hood, Beauty and the Beast, and then Goldilocks. So they kind of have like traits on that. It all just kind of, I'm struggling. So yeah, you can't get absorbed in any of the narratives because you jump around, so it's hard to kind of follow. I found myself easily zoning out, like reading a page and then going, I have no idea what happened on that page. It touches on a bunch of dark topics, but I don't know if they've really delved into enough to be handled well. Like there's pedophilia, sexual assault, domestic violence, self-harm, slut-shaming, all kinds of stuff. And they're all just kind of poverty, stealing, fires. There's so many stuff. But they're all kind of just briefly touched on. And then obviously we follow Leo, the guy who's like set to be involved with killing them. And so he's kind of the driving narrative of like what's going to happen to them. But even him, he's just like, I'm going to kill them on this particular day. I will kill them. That's it. Like, I feel like the drive for the narrative is what is focusing on my nose? The drive for the narrative is just like totally lacking, and it's making it really hard to pick up and focus on. But I'm still kind of curious as to how the end will play out, so that's why I'm not DNFing it, but I'm not enjoying it. Plus the writing style is not that beautiful, especially with the one girl in first person. It's really jarring. I thought it might settle, but it doesn't. Alright, I'm gonna finish eating. So we're back from our day trip. I got a package in the mail today. It is When We Were Magic by Sarah Gailey. This is a queer girl gang magical fantasy written by Sarah Gailey. I'm pretty sure one girl is trying to lose her virginity and kills the guy by accident. I didn't mean to kill Josh Harper. Really, I didn't. It's just that I was nervous and condoms are more complicated than I was expecting. And one thing led to another, and well, now there's blood everywhere and he's dead, is the first paragraph. And what a choice. I'm keen for this. I'm gonna try, if I get to it, I'm trying to squeeze this in this month. But wait, hang on, let me check. Did I put it on my April TBR? No, so yeah, I'm gonna try and squish this in if I can. Yeah, don't know if we'll actually get to it, but we'll try. I'm incredibly excited for this. Anyway, now I'm gonna sit down and try and finish the Sisters Grimm, finally. Well, I didn't finish Sisters Grimm last night. Are we surprised? Kind of, but like, no. I'm like less than 30 pages from the end, but it got to like midnight and I was like literally about to die from I was so tired that I just went to bed. But Animal Crossing comes out today. I'm gonna go to a yoga class this morning. Yes. I'm about to go get some breakfast. Shit, I really need to get into gear about getting breakfast for this yoga class. I'm gonna finish this while having breakfast, and then I'm gonna finish The True Queen while playing Animal Crossing. The next thing I'm gonna start, I also need to read 2 stories of the Mythic Dreams. I never even touched that yesterday. I'm gonna be starting House of Leaves by Mark Danielewski, which I am like so excited for, but like a little bit scared about. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts looking. But I do love something I have to work for, so we're excited about that. I also in the mail today just got Anna K by Jenny Lee. This is an Anna Karenina retelling featuring an Asian main character. And it's in a modern times, I think. I'm so excited. Also apparently, not apparently, it's true. Jenna Ushkowitz narrates the audiobook, who I love. So I'm real tempted to also get the audiobook and like read along, which would be like my first time ever doing that whenever I get around to reading this, because I love her and I kind of want to experience her audiobooking and support that. Oh my god, there's enough characters that it's got a who's who. Oh my god, I love that. I fucking love that. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm not going to be reading this anytime in the next like month, but I'm so excited to read it. So I finished this morning. It's a 2-star, folks. The ending was not good enough to make up for its lackluster middle. What else did I say in my review? The ending was like way too happy ending-y. There were things that I thought could have happened with like double bluffs and shit. No, it was just, it did not deliver. So this is a 2 stars. I'll probably keep it though because the cover's gorgeous, but like, I'll talk about more in my wrap up. I should probably be reading 2 stories in the Mythic Dream, but I really kind of want to start House of Leaves while Animal Crossing's downloading. So I'm gonna do that. Anyway, I'm gonna start that. So I just finished listening to The True Queen by Zento. I've ended up giving this 3 stars, not because it wasn't fun or good. I really liked the representation. There's a very mildly described female-female romance. The main character is Malay. Yeah, all that stuff, great. But it's just forgettable, I feel like.
which I kind of thought about the first one too. Like, I was listening to this on audiobook and I would honestly just like forget stuff as it was entering my head. And that doesn't happen most of the time. I was like, oh, maybe I'm just not in the right place to be listening to an audiobook at the moment. But I do remember, like, I hardly remember anything of the first one either. So I think it's just the writing style is not particularly memorable for me, but it was fun and enjoyable. So I definitely would recommend checking it out. And I give it a 3 stars. Anyway, I'm like hardly started, like 4 pages into the actual story of House of Leaves. I should probably, while I'm eating lunch, read the 2 stories in the Mythic Dream. And I've also grabbed out Not Even Bones to take with me to work because House of Leaves is a bit bulky, but mostly I'm playing Animal Crossing, so I should pick out another audiobook, but I'm not sure what one I will read next, but I'll get back to you with that. Alright, so it's Saturday night. I've kind of forgot to update yesterday, but I did read another couple of stories from the Mythic Dream. What have we read? We read Labatut takes command of the flagship Heaven Dwells Within, which I liked, but I feel like I didn't properly understand, if that makes sense. Then also Wild to Covet by Sarah Gailey, which I loved. It was so good. It was just amazing. So anyway, I'm now on page 134. I'm to the story by Carlos Hernandez, which is Cuidado que viene el coco. So that I'm going to read tomorrow. I read a whole single chapter of Not Even Bones at work last night. This is going to be the book I'm currently taking on the go with me because it's a bit lighter than The Beast I'm currently reading, which is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski, which I will talk about briefly because I have emotions. I look like I'm hardly into this if you look at where my bookmark is, but I have also read like probably nearly 100 pages of appendix near the end. And this also is like super dense at the start but becomes significantly less dense later on. The main text itself is like just over 500 pages and I'm on page 80, but like there's whole sections that are like pretty light on text. So tomorrow's section should go, I should be able to read like heaps tomorrow because it'll go like have mostly blank pages for some of it. Whereas what I've read so far has been pretty dense. Not in the writing, the writing's just like in page, there's so much on the page. The writing is fucked up. This is a horror book, but like in the most eerie way. I don't even want to explain it because I feel like you need to experience it, but it is the kind of book you have to work hard for. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of flicking backwards and forwards to build tension and atmosphere. Like I said, I read a whole section of the appendix, which I think was really creepy on its own, and really did a great job of building atmosphere. And there's so many layers. It's kind of like reading S by Doug Dorst and J.J. Abrams with all the different layers of all the different texts, but kind of more in a it's like that but without the things being shoved in it, really, like with like slightly less production value on the like shoved in part. But it's got like multiple layers of narration, I guess, and it's creepy but in like a subtle way, and it's so eerie and unsettling. But I don't want to explain any of that to you because the explaining would ruin the unsettling if you ever wanted to read this. But I will say, if you're a person that just wants to like sit down and like enjoy your time reading a book, it's probably not for you because it is hard work. But I kind of like a book that like makes me work for my enjoyment, so I don't mind. And this is a book my dad is gonna love. Mum, if you're watching this, give Dad the heads up. Once I finish this, I'm going to be sending it to him. It's very much like a Twilight Zone episode, but like on steroids. It'll take him like 1.5 years to read, but I think he's going to love it. This could be his quarantine book once I've finished it. It is
so good. But like I'm really enjoying it, but we'll see how my feelings change as the story progresses. There's a lot of different threads you've got to keep track of. Sometimes the eeriness comes more from just that what you're reading almost doesn't make sense. It just like elicits emotion. It's super bizarre. But it's also all like, you can tell like everything was very expressly chosen, if not for the sentence itself to give meaning, but the way the sentences are put, there's like layer upon layer upon layer of meaning. This is what I mean. You have to work hard for it. But I'm just like going here for the ride. I'm letting it emotionally take me where it wants to take me. And I'm not like trying to overanalyze, because I feel like it's guiding you on the emotional journey. And if I overanalyzed, I would get stuck on that. So I'm trying to like let it guide my emotional journey as it is designed to, because I feel like it's very cleverly designed to. I'm really enjoying it. But as a horror, I'm not sure if I will love it by the end, because I can be that way sometimes. I don't read that much horror books, but horror movies, I can like parts, and like the ending can really influence my enjoyment. I'm very interested to see how this ultimately plays out. I feel like it's going to be incredibly open-ended, but there are so many things I want to know, and I just, atmosphere, it's very atmospheric. Okay, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say for now. I haven't listened to any audiobooks because every time I was playing, or today, because every time I was playing Animal Crossing, I was playing with Jessie. So I didn't put an audiobook on, but I will get to an audiobook next week. Otherwise it's late, it's almost midnight, and I was desperate to get to like the end of a section before I stopped reading House of Leaves. And that's one thing, it gets you hooked, because there are so many threads of creepiness and you just gotta know what's happening. So I am hooked, but I gotta go to bed because I'm freaking tired. I'm gonna keep working on it tomorrow and I will update you. I'm definitely not gonna finish it tomorrow, but hopefully it won't take me too many more days after that. Hopefully I can breeze through a lot of it tomorrow, because I'll be dealing with the like sections that don't take as much time. Like I read a 60 page section really quickly, and the other 60 page section took me hours. So we'll see. It's a very like, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. So it's Monday morning. I feel like I hardly vlogged all weekend, but to be fair, everyone's feeling very stressful. This might even be a 2-week vlog. I can't remember when I last actually edited a vlog, so we'll see. I am, where are we currently at? I am 80 pages into Not Even Bones. I haven't really been reading much. I've been mostly Animal Crossing, but I'm 80 pages into Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaeffer, and I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to see where it goes. It's interesting. I am on page 163 of The Mythic Dream, so I'm about halfway through this. I'm really enjoying a lot of the stories in this. It's a pretty good collection in my opinion so far. We'll see how we go. I'm also 97 pages into House of Leaves, but I've also read like another 60 pages from the like index appendix section, so like I'm further through it than it looks because it's a bit all over the place. But I'm really enjoying this. It's really creepy, and I'm hopeful that I can slam through a large portion of it today, because I'm getting into the kind of like interesting layout stuff where there's less text per page. I was in a pretty dense section at the start, so I'm hoping to slam through quite a bit of this today, but I will update you more on that in my next vlog. But that's it. That's the update. Oh no, I'll save that for my next vlog. All right. Yeah, that's the update. Mostly I've been playing Animal Crossing, so yeah. I'll talk to you next week. This is terrible. Bye.